What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in the world of World War Minecraft, and we are floating around in space. And a few guys may be like, WTF, mate, what are you doing out here? Well, we're going to be announcing, well, I guess I'm announcing right now, our brand new contest. And this contest is going to be a shipbuilding contest, just like this little guy here. And I'm sorry for the hitching, because we're out in space, and ore generation and such like that gets a little hinky. Let me reduce some of the video settings real quick. That ought to help us just a bit. Okay, so this right here is a normal size spaceship. It's kind of small. It's also crashed, and this is NPC or computer generated, i.e. the computer made this one, not me or somebody else. You'll find these periodically, but this one's about, I don't know, 800, 900 blocks maybe. Probably less than that. This one would fit in atmosphere. Now, for atmosphere, there is a 1,200 block limit. You can't go over 1,200 blocks. You can have 1,199, but as soon as you hit over 1,200, the computer's like, yo, bro, no. And then if you want to build a bigger ship, which you can, you have to come out into space. Now, the maximum size in space is 128 by 128 by 128. That's freaking huge. To give you an idea, the rescue of the girls last weekend was 64 by 128. Well, actually, it was about 64 by 120, give or take. So it kind of gives you an idea of the size that we're talking here. The size. So it's pretty massive. So that's a pretty big ship. Now, last time when we had a contest, I wasn't exactly clear on certain things. And this time I want to be very, very clear about what I want. So what we're going to want for this time, what we're going to want is this ship is a mining ship. Okay, you're building a mining barge, and the name of the contest is Planetcracker, because that's what we want. We want a fucking big-ass planet-cracking ship. Your job is to basically mine these levels of structures here. You can see these big circles here are huge. That's what we want you to mine, okay? We want these things to be knocked out. So let me go ahead and say this specifically. No weapons, no defenses. And you can build it out of wool and dirt if you want. I mean, obviously, you want to make it look at least semi-pretty, but it doesn't have to take a hit. It will not be taking a hit. So don't worry about spending time on defenses or missiles or machine guns or anything along those lines. Doesn't need any of that. Okay, I'm going to give you guys plenty to work on completely extraneously other than those things. So do not worry about combat because we're not doing combat. Okay, this is strictly a industrial vessel. Okay, so these are the planets. You can see we've got a couple different sizes here. So that one right over there, the little gray one, that's the smallest planet you'll find. This one's the next biggest. This one's the next biggest, and I believe this one right here is the largest. What you're going to be judged on is 4 things. Well, I guess 5 things. 1, looks. I mean, obviously, if it looks cool, you're going to get some brownie points. Number 2. You need to be able to mine one of these things quickly. So if I come into this moon here, or this planet, or whatever you want to call it, if I come to this big mamma jamma here, I want to be able to mine this thing right here quickly. What that means is we need a large ship, and we need a lot of mining lasers. Now, I believe Lem said to mine one of these big things in one whole go, you would need about 80 to 90 mining lasers. Spaced out correctly, and you could mine one of these things in one sweep. Now, the issue with that is the computers can only control 32 or so mining lasers at a time. So you would actually have to have 3 different networks of mining lasers that you could turn on. Now, if somebody wants to be really fancy and write a code that somehow manages to control 3 different subcomputers all from one computer, you go ahead and you will win all sorts of cool nerd geek, uber, doom lord hacker fucking brownie points. It's up to you. However, if you just want to use the standard program that we've got, just simply utilize 3 different computer networks or 4 different computer networks, or, you know, and again, you don't have to use all 88. You don't have to mine it all at once. Just, we want to be able to get a significant amount of resources. Okay. So now we've got the looks, we've got the mining. The other thing is processing. I want processing on this ship, because this ship is going to be large, okay? That means it cannot go back into the atmosphere. That means once it's in space, it's in space. You can't take it back. You can't leave. You could hide it in hyperspace, but you're not going to be able to leave space. So it just makes sense for us to be able to process everything on the ship. So that means taking the ores, and I want some form of either duplication, triplication, or quadruplication or more. You can use smelteries if you want. With applied energistics, you can use Engineer's Toolbox to quad. You can use IC2 to 2 or 3x. I forget which it is. You can use Mechanism to, I think it's 2 to 5x, depending. So it's up to you. One of those systems, but you need to be able to process this amount of ores, and here's the other catch: you need to do so quickly. So I don't want to see, all right, we mined the moon in like 3 minutes, but it's going to take 5.5 hours to process the 20,000 ores we got. So we want to see some quick processing. So that means if you're mining a moon and you're using Engineer's Toolbox and you've only got one grinder, one centrifuge, and one furnace, you're doing it wrong, okay? So we want quick processing, The final point that we want here is we want power. Power must be self-contained on the ship, okay? No energy cells. I mean, you can use them if you want, but I don't want it to be one of those things where I have to break all the energy cells and then go back around and re-put the energy cells, okay? Energy cells should not be your main form of power. They can be a buffer if you want. You can store some energy if you want, but the point is I want whatever power source you use on the ship to fuel the ship. Okay, not one of those things where, all right, we turn the reactor and 45 minutes from now, the 400 energy cells that we got will be charged and then you can use them on the lasers, but you can't do it in real time. None of that. I want this thing to be 100% live and functional from the get-go. So a few of you guys may be pointing out, well, bro, that's not really possible right now because of the way some of the stuff works. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Now, I haven't showcased this. I'm going to try and showcase this today. I wanted to showcase this before the event, but some stuff went down and I didn't really have a chance to get around to it. So that's why I'm going to give you guys a lot of time for this, okay? So you're not going to have to worry about having this like tomorrow or the next day. You're going to have I think you're going to have almost 4 weeks to do this. So if I can find the damn creative tab for warp drive, I can show you guys here in just a second. I hope I haven't missed it. Extra cells, Engineer's Toolbox. Oh, there it is, warp drive. Okay, so this is the new stuff that he has added. I'm trying to find it. It should be in here. It may actually not be in the creative list yet. And if that's true, then I'm gonna have to go and okay, that's the laser reactor monitor. That's part of it. But I'm not seeing the cores. So I'm thinking I'm thinking NEI hasn't been updated yet. So that's fine. Let's do it in the standard mode. I think I have my little mask on. Yes. So let's go game mode 0. There we go. And then here we can do warp. All right. So the thing you're going to want to be building is the enantiomorphic reactor. You're going to need some Arubis reactor stabilization lasers. And I think that's about it. So you need these lasers to stabilize the reactor, and then I think you need an energy store to transfer it out. So I will be showcasing this over the next 4 weeks, so don't worry if you have no idea what this is. I will be showing you guys, so you guys don't have to freak out and you don't have to panic. I'll be covering it very soon. TDK's just tapped out on resources, so I wasn't able to make the video the other day, and we may not even be able to make it today or tomorrow, so it may wait till next week, like next Tuesday or Wednesday. But I will show you guys how to use this reactor. From what I understand, this reactor right here can produce up to 100,000 RF a tick. That's a lot. That's a fuck ton of power, okay? So 100,000 RF a tick, and you can have multiples of these if you need. The problem you got to be careful with these is these things will explode if not set up correctly. So you want to make sure that you have them set up correctly. And you need to turn them off when you're not using them, okay? So if you're going to log off, you need to turn them off so that they cool down. You can't leave them running. So I've got to talk to Lem and make sure there's no bugs with that, because once we start putting them on spaceships and loading and unloading, we might have some warp core failures. And if you've ever watched Star Trek, that's bad. So I will be showing how to do that in the next couple weeks. The event for this ends in September. It's going to be late in September. Let me get my calculator. Not my calculator. Let me get my calendar up. Okay, so today is August 29th, so I'll be posting this video today. And we will end this contest on September 18th at midnight. So you have till September 18th at midnight to submit it. And then I'll start covering it on that Friday and that Saturday. It'll probably take me a while to judge them all because these are going to be very large ships and we're going to have to test them. So you have till September 18th at midnight. That's about 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, give or take. And should give you guys plenty enough time to do this. Now, a few things I want to point out. Number one, I will only be accepting entries this time from Dropbox or on the server. Okay, so if you want to send it to me, you need to go to Dropbox.com, create an account, install their software. That's going to create a Dropbox folder on your computer. Once you have that folder, you simply drag your save file in there, and then you click share, and then you type in my email address, pyrostasis@verizon.net. And then you click add, and I will get it, and I'll put it in my folder, and then I'll be able to judge it. If you send it to me on email, I'm not going to open it, I'm just going to delete it. If you send it to me on Twitter, I'm not going to open it, just going to delete it. Send it to me on Dropbox. It's very easy, helps me keep up with it, and then I don't lose anybody's setups that way. Also, when you get done with the ship, it needs to be parked over a moon, like this, okay? You need to find a big moon, and you need to park your ship over it, centered, so all I have to do is basically show the ship off and flip a button, and it turns on. Okay, that is your goal. Now, one other thing, I need the inventories and the processors and the processing to be clear. Okay, so if you test it on a planet and then you fly it over to this one, clear out the inventories. If you got an ME system, clear it. If you got it stuff in the the furnaces and whatnot, clear it. That way I can do a before and I can do an after. Okay. Also, don't test it on the planet that you want me to demo because I'm going to be hovering over this planet and there's going to be giant holes in it. No. Need a fresh new planet. So go to a planet, test it, fly it to the new planet, set it up, log it out, close it out, send it to me. Okay. Now I did say there were 2 ways to submit this one. Number one, you send it through Dropbox. Very easy. Number two, you can build it on the server if you want. The problem is if you build it on the server, 2 things. Number one, you will not have access to creative. So you're gonna have to actually go and get whatever resources you want to use to build the ship. You're gonna have to build the ship and then you have to survive long enough to get it to one of our staff members, okay? So once your ship's built, contact one of the moderators or me or Lem, preferably in that order. So a moderator would be your first contact. If they're not available, Skelly, Viking, any of those guys, then Lem, then me, okay? So that's your order of contact. Once you've given it to an admin will come over and either schematic the ship or protect the ship or something, and we'll make sure that it survives until the 19th and the 20th. Space is huge. It's limitless on our server. So if you're worried about getting popped, just go, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 blocks away and build somewhere. We may be able to set up a peaceful place for you guys to build your ships at. Just don't count on it. Just don't count on it. So you're probably better off doing it, what do you call it, on your own, on single player. But we will have the option here. That's why I'm giving you guys almost 4 weeks to do this, is so you guys have time. So once again, let's go over all the requirements. Number one, it has to be bigger than 1,200 blocks and cannot be an atmosphere. Cannot be an atmosphere, cannot be an atmosphere. Number two, we do not want any weapons, defenses, offense, no machine guns, no missiles, no lasers, no force fields, nothing, no combat. Okay, Icy? Did you hear me? No combat. Number three, it needs to be an industrial ship. That's it. So we need mining lasers, mining lasers, mining lasers. That's 2 points for the same thing. I did it twice just to try and pound it through. Number four, it needs to be able to mine something of this size fairly quickly, okay? As my computer freezes. Something of this size fairly quickly, okay? We want a very large planet to be eaten very quickly by this thing, okay? What are we on? Number five? Number five, it needs to be able to process the materials that it gets from here quickly. I think somebody's base is in here. I think that's why... Yeah, I think that's why I'm lagging so bad. I think somebody's base is in here. I'm gonna have to take a look now. I'm curious. So you have to make sure that you have the processing power. So if it takes you 10 minutes to mine this planet, but it takes you 2 hours to process it, you're not gonna be doing good. Finally, you need to be able to store it, put it somewhere pretty. Either an ME system or some really cool marked chests, or however you want to do it. You can put it into barrels or drums or whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Need to have some form of duplication, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, whatever. Hell, if you want to put it all into giant smelteries, smelt it, put it into drums, and then have drums, that would be kind of fucking cool. That would be kind of cool. In fact, I don't even know if we have drums on here. So your choice. However you want to store it. You can store it in blocks, you can store it in ingots, you can store it in liquids. I don't care. It just needs to be stored and easily transported from your big Mega Doom ship to something like this little thing down here. If I can find it again. I know it's around here. Yeah, something like this, a little shuttle, because that's basically the point. Is this thing's going to be up in space. You need to fill this thing up with a bunch of stuff and then drop it down to the planet where your base is. So, and I think that's pretty much everything. So bigger than 1,200 blocks, less than 128 by 128 by 128. Park it over a planet when you're done. Submit it via Dropbox or have it on the server. Contact a mod, an admin, or me once you've built it on the server, and make sure you have it in by September 18th at midnight Central Standard Time. I think I've pretty much covered everything. I think the horse has been significantly beaten to death, even though he didn't deserve it. I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys are excited about this contest. The person who wins this contest, since it's a big one, will get 3 months of Stalker. Second place will get 3 months of Adoring Fan. Third place will get a handful of IC2 credits. And the person who wins, and possibly the runner-up, will probably have their ship used by me in one of my series. So keep in mind, you're technically building this for me with love. So, and we may actually do prizes and such like that where we give other people your ship. So keep that in mind as well. So if this sounds interesting for you, something you would like to do, something you would like to have your name thrown down in World War Minecraft fame, then make sure you get your stuff built and ready to go by September 18th at midnight. Anyways, hopefully you guys are excited about this. If you are, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.